Welcome to AI Brief. I'm Amin.
And Emilia.
This is episode 125, and today we're really going to unpack some fascinating developments.
Absolutely. We've got Anthropic trying to understand the AI black box, Baidu making big moves in China,
Plus that new Microsoft memory tool, and even AI heading into space.
and a whole lot more updates and tools. It's quite a packed agenda.
Definitely. So let's dive right in. Maybe start with Anthropic.
Sounds good. So their CEO, Dario Amodei, he wrote this blog post about mechanistic interpretability.
Right. It's this idea that AI decisions kind of emerge, don't they? Not like traditional code where you write every step.
Exactly. It's more like, well, trying to understand a brain. You see what goes in, what comes out. But the middle part, it's complex. Amodei thinks we really need to figure that middle part out.
And they're making progress, apparently. He mentioned mapping over 30 million features in Claude 3 Sonnet?
Yeah, 30 million. And these features are like the AI's internal concepts, things it recognizes or understands.
So the goal is like an AI MRI, yeah?
Yeah.
A way to see inside the black box.
That's the analogy he used. But here's the thing. He also pointed out that AI capabilities are advancing faster than our ability to interpret them.
Which is a bit worrying. He thinks we could have super advanced AI by, 2026.
That's the timeline he mentioned. So Anthropic is clearly prioritizing this safety aspect, this understanding.
It does make you wonder, though.
Yeah.
Are the other big labs being quite as, patient about figuring it all out first?
That's the big question. Now, speaking of speed and competition, let's look at Baidu over in China.
Okay, yeah. They had their Create 2025 event, right? And announced new Ernie models.
They did. Ernie 4.5 Turbo and Ernie X1 Turbo. And the pricing? Well, it's incredibly aggressive.
How aggressive are we talking?
For the 4.5 Turbo, it's just 11 cents per million input tokens. That's apparently an 80% price cut.
Wow. And they compared that to GPT 4.5.
Yeah, saying it's like 0.2% of the cost. It's almost negligible. Remember, tokens are roughly like words or parts of words.
Okay, and the X1 Turbo.
That one's 14 cents per million input tokens. They claim it's 75% cheaper than their competitor DeepSeek's R1 model.
So, huge price drops. But what about performance? Are they claiming they're as good?
They're claiming better in some cases. 4.5 Turbo supposedly surpasses GPT-4o on multimodal benchmarks handling text and images together. And X1 Turbo is claimed to top DeepSeek R1 and V3. So big claims on performance and price.
And they didn't just announce models, did they? Something about multi-agent systems.
Right, Jinxiang, that's the multi-agent system. And also WeBoxing, a platform for creating digital avatars.
And Baidu's founder, Robin Lai, he actually took some shots at DeepSeek directly.
He did. He suggested text-only models like DeepSeek's are becoming less relevant and claimed DeepSeek has higher hallucination rates, meaning it makes stuff up more often.
So a real price war and capability race happening there.
Definitely. It shows how quickly Chinese labs are closing the gap, putting pressure on everyone globally with these low costs and high performance claims.
Okay, let's shift gears. Microsoft and Recall, it's finally out.
Yes, after being delayed a bit, it's rolling out to all AI-enabled PCs.
And the basic idea is it remembers everything you do on your PC. The photographic memory.
Pretty much. It takes periodic snapshots of your screen. So you can then search using natural language like,
Find that presentation with the blue chart I saw last Tuesday, something like that.
Exactly.
No.
You just ask and it should find the document, website, image, whatever it was. It could really change how we find things on our own computers.
Interesting. Okay, what else is happening? Manus, the AI agent.
Right, from Butterfly Effect. They just raised another $75 million. That puts their valuation at $500 million now.
And Manus had some surprisingly good results earlier, didn't it? Compared to the big names.
It did. It kind of came out of nowhere with strong performance. And they're not alone now either.
Oh, new competitors.
Yeah, a company called Similar popped up. Their AI assistant is supposed to handle things like shopping, taxes, web searching, practical stuff.
So that race for the general purpose AI agent is heating up too?
Definitely. And speaking of new tech, Tavis has some interesting audio AI model.
Audio AI, what are they doing?
They showed off Hummingbird Zero. It's a lip-syncing model. They took a White Lotus monologue and made it look like the character was delivering an LLM rant instead.
So it changes the mouth movements to match new audio based on just a short clip?
Exactly. And another company, Rhyme, released Arcana. This one focuses on making AI speech sound incredibly realistic.
How so?
It captures all the little nuances, accents, vocal stumbles, the stuff that makes speech sound human, and you can actually try it in your browser.
Huh, okay. And then there's the AI in space, Meta's Llama.
Yeah, this is pretty wild. Meta partnered with Booz Allen Hamilton to send a version of Llama to the International Space Station.
Seriously. How does that work?
They fine-tuned Llama 3.2 to run locally on the ISS computers using NVIDIA GPUs up there.
And Meta said the open source nature of Llama made this possible.
That's what they highlighted. The idea is to give astronauts a powerful tool for research, accessing technical documents quickly, using text, audio, visuals.
Right, because the internet up there isn't always reliable.
Exactly. So having a local AI is a big deal. They think it's the first AI like this beyond Earth.
Opens up possibilities for Mars, the moon, future missions.
For sure. Okay, so those are some big stories. But there's a lot of other stuff happening too, kind of a rapid fire round.
Do it. What else is going on?
Well, OpenAI updated GPT-4o. Better memory, problem solving, intelligence, even personality tweaks.
Okay.
Elon Musk says xAI's Grok model is going to power an update to the algorithm on X, the social media platform.
Makes sense.
OpenAI also released a lighter research model, A4 Mini, cheaper, bigger usage limits, supposedly almost as smart as the bigger ones. Ziff Davis is suing OpenAI, alleging they used content from Mashable, PCMag, IGN for training without permission.
Another copyright lawsuit.
Yep. Moonshot AI launched Kimi Audio, an open source model for speech recognition, audio to text, that kind of thing.
Got it.
Perplexity added image generation. They called the UI cute and fun.
Yeah.
And they added support for Grok 3 and that new A4 Mini model.
Keeping up with the models.
And a French startup, Plius, launched 2 LLMs for analyzing company data. They claim they outperform bigger models like Llama 3.1 using ethically sourced data.
Interesting. And Google.
Google CEO said over 25% of their code is now written by AI, boosting engineer productivity.
Wow. 25%. Okay, what about funding news? Any big rounds?
Huge ones, potentially. Elon Musk's xAI is reportedly talking about raising $20 billion.
$20 billion. That would be massive.
Second largest startup round ever, apparently. Would value xAI at $120 billion. And Paradigm led a $50 million Series A for Noose Research.
What does Noose Research do?
They're building uncensored open source models.
Okay. Lots happening on the investment side, too. Finally, you mentioned some trending AI tools.
Yeah, just a quick rundown. Ratelio turns call recordings into AI podcasts for business insights. Useful. Adobe has Firefly 4 and 4 Ultra, their upgraded image models. Google launched Music AI Sandbox for creating and editing music. We mentioned Tavis's Hummingbird Zero lip sync model. There's Scribe for LinkedIn growth, helps with content ideas.
Right.
Nyoma does AI sales analytics. Seamless.ai helps find decision makers' contact info. Open Jobs aims to simplify job hunting. And Schumer Prompt is a place to find and share good AI prompts.
Quite a list. It really shows how AI is just spreading into everything.
It really does, from deep research to everyday business tasks and creative work.
Well, that about wraps up our deep dive for this episode. A lot to process, as always.
Definitely. We hope breaking it down like this gives you a clearer picture of what's moving the needle in AI right now.
Yeah, hope you found it valuable. To keep up with this incredibly fast-moving field, please do follow and share AI Brief.
Thanks for tuning in.